Morning. My name is Mark Stuve, and my wife Carolyn and I have been here for about 3 years. I don't have to remind anyone that we are living in rare, extraordinary times. In the past year, we have all experienced uncertainty, doubt, and concern in many ways. I would like to proclaim that there is also good that can be found in this time of struggle and anxiety. You see, I believe goodness is a gift from God, and we see goodness and God's love displayed in people like you and me who have the tools to share these treasures. Are there times or moments in your life when you experience overwhelming goodness, when you are impacted in such a way that you are left changed by the experience? It may not happen very often, but it still exists and shouldn't be overpowered by all the negative stuff surrounding us. This year I've seen goodness in many ways. Recently, I was driving home on Telshore by Memorial Medical Center. It was late in the afternoon, getting darker, and the sun was already on the other side of the building. As I slowed down approaching the crosswalk, I turned and happened to see a group kneeling on the lawn outside the ICU room where their father lay in a coma. It was the family of Jose Garcia, a farm worker from Vado, along with the mom and most of the 9 siblings, holding pictures, exhausted, bundled with blankets, and fervently praying. Due to him having COVID, they were unable to be at his side, with the exception of a daughter who was a nurse at NMC. I decided to stop and ask if they needed anything to eat or some coffee. I met a son who talked about a proud father who always found a way to care for his family. I left them, and as I was driving home, I realized how I was profoundly moved by them. Even though Jose later passed, I was able to witness a strength and comfort from their faith that would help sustain them. Somewhere along the way, there were other folks' actions and other contributions, possibly to a church, that helped them nurture their faith. I appreciated that they shared that with me. I have seen goodness and generosity in an army of volunteers from our Lighthouse Pantry group, involved in food distribution every other week in our parking lot. Before the procession begins, this large group of people, young, middle-aged, and older folks, join hands and offer prayers for others, along with prayers of thanks. It is all impressive to see a semi-truck with pallets of free food being portioned out on these chilly mornings. In an orderly fashion, cars line up, and about 145 or so local families are welcomed with a smile and receive bags of fresh vegetables, fruit, meat, and other staples. A simple effort which is greatly appreciated and sorely needed during a time when people have lost their jobs or had hours cut back. A return smile from inside the car is thanks enough. And what about those among us who have lost their spouse and are grieving? Here they are given an opportunity to be around others sharing similar struggles and looking for encouragement. Our lay leaders help people move forward in their lives with grief support groups that help fill a void. Ross, Stuart, and Kathy have become quite innovative this year in reaching out to this congregation so that prayer, emotional, and spiritual support still remain, although we can't all gather in one place. Randy guides a team of dedicated musicians, and with other technicians, have altered our worship services to ensure that we can continue to be connected and not lose the uplifting richness of singing and music. Angie and Chelsea are engaging our youth so they aren't left behind. There are several other ministries like our numerous Bible study and prayer groups, or the Genesis Mission Team, along with grants and using your spare ones and fives, help provide clothes for homeless teens, money to Jardín de los Niños, blankets, and of late, help for the Navajo Nation in purchasing water trucks for clean water projects on the reservation. It is unsettling to know that in the year 2021, there are families here in our Four Corners area without plentiful, pure water during a pandemic. For sure, it's a different time for us all, but your church is here for you now more than ever. Our mission here at Morning Star is to connect with others as God is revealed to us. And understanding the abundant generosity of God, we are moved to share our own time, talents, and money, and want to be generous ourselves. So my response probably won't be based on what I should give or even a percentage. I hope that I can have it reflect how I have been changed and my desire for these ministries to continue. Regardless of our current health restrictions, regardless of our reduced socialization, regardless of the fear surrounding how we survive this virus, I still believe we are never alone. Our church and its members will be there for us now and tomorrow.